Hello, and welcome to the Carla Knits podcast. This is a podcast about knitting, sometimes crocheting, but always all of the yarny goodness that I love. Today is August 4th. It's a Thursday, and it's episode 55. Thank you so much to all returning viewers, and if you're new, thank you so much for stopping by. And I'd certainly appreciate it if you like this video to give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to this channel. It just helps get this knitting podcast out to other people who are interested in what we are all interested in, all of the yarny things and all of the knitting. So I hope that you are all doing well. I'm coming to you from Nebraska, and it has been hot. I've shared some of that on Instagram. Very, very warm this week, and it will be next week, but it is August, and that's typically a really hot time here in Nebraska. And I know across much of the United States right now, everybody has some real extreme heat. So I am sending you cold wishes and cold thoughts if you are one of those people who does not like the heat like myself. So all right, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry and my Etsy shop as cbcraftygirl. In my Etsy shop, I sell project bags that I sew for knitters and crocheters. And I had a customer who purchased some drawstring bags from my shop for her grandkids to be little treasure bags for, all the treasures and little things that kids like to collect. So I thought that was kind of a fun way to use the drawstring bag too. So you can find that in my Etsy shop, and links for those places will be listed down below, as well as patterns and yarns that I talk about today. We do have a Ravelry group for this podcast, and currently we have 2 make-alongs going on. And I feel like I kind of say the same thing every week, but in case you're new, I will say it again. 2 current make-alongs going on. The first is the Love Your Stash Mal. It goes for the entirety of this year, and it is using things that were in your stash prior to the beginning of this year. So there are many posts in there. The chatter thread is kind of through the roof, lots of chatter, and but lots of beautiful finished objects too. I think we're in the mid 600s, maybe. I should have double checked that, but lots of beautiful finished objects. And I periodically draw throughout the year quarterly. So keep making those beautiful things. Just to note a couple things that really struck me in that finished object thread. So this is the Love Your Stash finished object thread. 3 things that I saw, and there's so many beautiful things. There are so many beautiful things, but these specifically caught my eye. Kathy G, Ravelry user, she made an even star shawl. It looks like lace weight held together. It's an incredible shawl. It looks like it would be a beautiful shawl for a wedding. So that was an amazing shawl. Ash M Co, that's Ashley. She made a frog. Ashley, that is so cute. She put pipe cleaners in this frog so that the frog is posable. You have to check this out. So cute. And then Mary Jennifer 62 on Ravelry made a penguino for a grandchild, and it is so cute. So maybe you're familiar with the penguino by Stephen West. It's a sweater pattern, and then he has the same sweater pattern but for younger people called the penguino, and it was just darling. So I love all of your projects, but I just wanted to make a special note about those. And then the other make along that we have going on is a shorter term one. It started July 1st and goes through the end of this month, so we're already here in August. But this is the Merry Makealong 2022. So kind of, Christmas in July, there's some of those knit-alongs going on, but ours is called Merry Makealong, and it is to make items for Christmas. It could be gifts, it could be something festive for yourself, it could be items for charity. And I think we have 40-ish items already posted in that finished object thread. So there's ornaments, socks, hats, shawls, sweaters, and the one that I wanted to point out There is a cute pair of socks. They are cheeseburger socks knit by the Ravelry username is knitterdat, D-A-T, and that is Darcy. Just very, very fun socks. So you guys are doing really well, making things, thinking ahead for Christmas or for charity knitting. I'm still just working on one thing for that make along, and I hope, you know, my Christmas socks, and I hope to have them done by the end of this month, but I'm just not sure. So we'll see how it goes. But more details about those make-alongs can be found in the Ravelry threads. And again, things will be listed down below. Yeah, so those are the two make-alongs. Something new that I have to announce today, and someone contacted me after last podcast and asked if I would be doing this again. I think it's Lisa, Yarn Over, Yo Yarn Girl. Do I have that right, Lisa? I'm sorry. She asked if I would be hosting another mini skein swap, and so the answer is yes. So I was planning on announcing it in August. So here we go. So this is a mini skein swap. So many knitters and crocheters purchase advent calendars, their yarn advent calendars. And this is a way for you to exchange with somebody, and we are doing 12 mini skeins, so it would be 12 10-gram mini skeins of yarn. If you are interested in participating, all of the information can be found in the Ravelry group. You just need to message me on Ravelry. You need to be a part of that Carla Knits Ravelry group, and message me on Ravelry. And then mid-September, I will pair you up with someone. So you would have 12 fingering yarns from your stash. And I give instructions if you're not sure exactly how to measure out 10 grams of fingering weight yarn. And this should be predominantly indie dyed yarn. But I kind of explain a little bit more in that thread on Ravelry. But you would exchange 12 mini skeins with a partner. So this is just using, you know, making leftover 10-gram minis from your stash. You know, there's lots of us who use fingering weight yarn, and so you can use it to do this mini skein swap. And once you are partnered up, then you can communicate with your partner to see if you want to include some other items in there. Last year, you know, I know, you know, my partner included lots of little extra goodies. It could be stitch markers, it could be candy, chocolates, you know, project bags, you know, yarn, you know, more yarn, you know, any little goodie. Christmas things are fun, but that would be for you to communicate with your partner and maybe set a dollar limit that you feel comfortable with. So there were several people who did that and participated last year. It was a lot of fun. Excuse me. I made a pair of socks with my mini skeins, so just a scrappy pair of socks, which was so much fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to participating and doing it again this year. So just check out that Ravelry thread for more details on that. All right. I think that is all of the administrative stuff at the top of the episode. So on to the nitty goodness. I do not have any finished objects today, but I have whips for you. I have, let's see, 6 or 7 whips here. So I will go through these. Yeah, I have not finished anything. Excuse me, I've really got a tickle in my throat today. Not finished anything yet since last episode. Oh, I do know what I wanted to say. That last episode where I shared my flutter wrap shawl and I asked about the tassel, adding the tassel. And I really do appreciate all of you who commented, you know, maybe do the tassel, maybe make it smaller. No, don't do the tassel. When I was doing my editing of the video last time and I saw the part where I had the shawl and then I had the tassel, that tassel looked ginormous to me. So I'm like, okay, you made that way too big. but I think, so I could go back and make a smaller tassel, but I think I was really happy with the shawl the way it is. And so I think I am just going to leave it tassel-less. So that's a little update on that shawl. Now into some works in progress. So I have 2 pairs of socks that I am working on. So I guess I will share this one first, and I am in the middle of a row. Maybe I will just finish knitting across this row. I did a Zoom call with some knitters this afternoon, and this was the project that I was knitting on while we were Zoom knitting. So something just really, really easy and mindless to have when you are talking and looking at other people and listening to them and looking at their projects. So just a couple more stitches here. I will finish this off. So this sock is just a plain vanilla sock. I cast on 64 stitches typically for my fingering weight socks. I do 20 rounds for the cuff, and then I did 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I did 60 rounds for the legs, and I do notate them by tens. I have not kept up with my markers yet, so I do need to go back and add markers in here. Last time I believe let's see, oh, I have the stitch marker right here. So I had just completed the leg of the sock, but hadn't done anything else. So I have done the heel flap and gusset, and then I'm working down the foot now. This fun zebra striping yarn, I absolutely love it. I love how it feels. I love the color. This is by Trunk Full of Color in the pink Orchid Zebra colorway. So this is really, really a fun colorway, and just I've been enjoying this quite a bit and really good. Now, once I was done with the, following the heel flap and gusset and picking up stitches, once you get back to your original stitch count, then it's mindless knitting until you get to the toe. So it's good car knitting now, or even TV knitting, and certainly Zoom knitting. So that is that sock. That's the first sock. So, I am trying to do socks for Kay, the crazy sock lady, her summer sock camp, but I've only done 3 socks so far. I always have the best intentions, or maybe not best intentions, but big ideas and big dreams of just doing all the socks, which would be fine if I just stuck with socks for knitting during that time period. But of course I want to knit all of the things. So, so 3 pairs submitted in that magic loop cabin for Kay, the crazy sock lady, but 2 socks on the needles. So I don't know if both, or at least hopefully 1 pair will be finished before the end of the month, so I can submit that in as well. This, also notating those every 10 rows, and again I'm a little behind in doing that, but this yarn is a really, really fun and festive Christmas self-patterning. This is Cascade Heritage Prints in color 26, but really fun. So again, I am at both points in the sock where it makes for really good car knitting, or just very easy knitting. I took it to my knit group at the library this week too. I guess did I take the pink sock? I took a sock. So this, I am saying this is for my participation in my Merry Makealong. And this is really old stash. Yeah, I had gotten this many, many years ago. I don't even know how many years ago, but I'm really happy to be using this and enjoying this yarn that has been in my stash for quite a while. And actually, I think I am maybe close. This may be a gift knit. I haven't decided completely yet, but I may be pretty close to where I am ready to start doing the toe on this one. So that one's certainly a little further along than my pink one. So those are my 2 sock works in progress. I have dreams of casting on DK weight socks, but I would definitely want to finish these these two first. So those are the socks that I am currently working on. I have put some work into a baby sweater that I shared last time. And I did not put a stitch marker in from the last time, but I have made significant progress. Let's see how I can show you this. It's a little curved at the bottom there. But this is, it's called DNA. It's a sweater by Yarn Madness. This is a pattern on Ravelry. I am making the 12-month size. I have twin nephews that were born in April. I am a tight knitter, so I'm hoping that the 12-month size will be a little bit smaller and that they will get some use out of this. This yarn is Lion Brand 24/7. It's 100% mercerized cotton. Very, very pleasant to work with. It's in the denim colorway, and I just wanted a yarn that was, you know, a really good yarn that mom or dad could throw in the washer and dry it, and then it would be okay. So just easy care baby item. So that is the first one, and haven't started the second one, but the second one will be done in a gray colorway. But that is the progress on that little DNA baby sweater. So really cute. I haven't worked on this past week at all. I know the first week following the podcast I was working on it, so I should get back to it. But there is that little sweater. All right, let's see. So maybe it is six things that I'm currently working on total. So I have 6 whips. How many whips do you have? Do you have too many whips? Do you think you have too many whips? I may have too many sweater whips, but I'm just kind of going with it. That's kind of what I felt like doing. So I will share my sweater that you've seen before. This is, let's see, this is the front. Okay, stretching across here. This is the City Limits sweater by Tanis Fiber Arts. Last time I had the body completed. So since then I have picked up and finished the neckband, and then I have picked up the right sleeve and I am working down this. This sweater is made using two fingering weight yarns held double and kind of in a marled fashion. So yarn management has been interesting. Yeah, I feel like I am probably going to run out fairly quickly coming down the arm. So I have this color that I'm working on, which is right in here, and then I have the darker, or this brighter pink. I have some of that left, which will probably get me another little bit. But then the orange that I just barely put on for I combined it with the pink for the ribbing. That will probably have to be the remainder of the sleeve without marling it. I don't know if I just didn't read the pattern closely enough, which is entirely possible, but just managing the different fingering weight yarns and colors, and I wasn't entirely sure, you know, how much I should be saving for the sleeves. And so I definitely saved some for the sleeves because I am working down the sleeve, and I divided my remaining yarn, this is a little tangled now, into four equal little balls of each color, because remember, you hold 2 strands double. So I had 4 balls, 2 for this arm and then 2 for the other arm. So I have a baggie of all my little yarns for this sleeve as well. It's not a hard pattern at all. I should be working on it. I think just the yarn, managing the yarn, the color changes, uncertainty about how far it's going to go. Will that plain orange look decent? Should I try to pick some other yarns from my stash to try to matchy match a little bit. I think that's what the holdup has been. But this past weekend, I did do the neck. Finally, I thought, okay, I'm gonna get that neckband on, and then I did start the sleeve. So I'm making progress on it, and I tried it on, and I absolutely love it. It's definitely a sweatshirty feel, and I really, really like it. And of course, I love the colors. The yarns will be listed down below. I don't remember all of them. I do remember I started with lumberjack yarn, and that's my friend Danny in Muskegon. Hi Danny, if you're watching. This was her pink gradient colorway, which is so pretty with the pinks and the creams, the rosy pinks, the golds. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. So if you haven't checked out her yarns, you definitely should. She's Lumberjack Yarn on Etsy. There's an Adeline Rose fiber in here. That's one of the colorways. Yeah, I don't remember all of the other yarns, but like I said, they are listed down below, and I do have them on my Ravelry project page. So you can find all the yarn information, needle sizes on my Ravelry page. So I had thought that maybe I would get that sweater done by the end of July, but that was not to be the case. I apologize for all the coughing. I don't know why. I guess maybe because I haven't been talking as much today, and now I'm talking, so now I'm starting to cough. But so that's that sweater. And last time I showed you several yarns that I have dreams of making sweaters with, and even the episode before I had shared some yarn for a sweater. And so there really are so many sweaters that I want to make, but I have to be realistic. I shouldn't cast on 10 sweaters, even though I totally could. That totally could be fun, but I would not see significant progress on any of those. So I know that would probably stress me out. So I'm really close to being done with the City Limits sweater in the grand scheme of things. Partial sleeve and another whole sleeve, and that'll be done. So that one's pretty close. But I really wanted to cast on the Salty Air Tee. This is by Samantha Guerin. Guerin, so Salty Air Tee. I first saw this, I believe, on the Cat Knits podcast. I've talked about her before, Grace, and she does a lot of test knitting, and I believe she test knit, if I have my information correctly, she test knit this sweater, and I fell in love with it. So I decided to cast it on, and I know I showed you the yarn. It is a Knit Picks Stroll hand-painted tonal in the, let's see, Poppy Field tonal colorway. So I was actually knitting on this in the car, and Jeff says, whoa, is that 70s colors or what? And I guess, yeah, those golds, because there's even those hints of browns in there. So yeah, I could see that 70s vibes, but I'm a child of the 70s. I was born in 1971, so I grew up with those golds and mustards, greens, browns, oranges, so I'm okay with that. But I really fell in love with this color. I fell in love with it for this specific pattern. And I don't know how well you can see, but I'm in the lace, and there is a lot of lace to do for this sweater. So there are 4 to 5 repeats of this lace pattern, and I'm only partway, like halfway through the first one. So lots of lace to do. It is not a mindless knit. I do have stitch markers between the lace repeats, which that is just incredibly helpful. I have not had any problems yet, but I absolutely love this. I really want to have this as a finished object, but I just have to realize that it's going to take time because it is a fingering weight sweater. It is a tee. I don't know, at this point when I'm feeling warm, I think I'm going to keep it as a tee. I'm going to keep it short sleeve. But then I know I had talked about possibly doing it, longer sleeves or 3/4 sleeves. So at this point, I'm not entirely sure. If I had to pick and choose right now, I'd say short sleeves. That's it. But we'll see. But I really, really am enjoying this. So this is a project for when I have a little bit more brain power. but with, you know, it's not so mindless, but I still was knitting on this in the car, and those stitch markers are very, very helpful. So not the best TV knitting project, but it sure can be done, especially if you use those stitch markers to help keep yourself on track. So I think that is all I wanted to say about that. I think this got cast on over the weekend. I'm not entirely sure, but it's decent, or maybe late last week, but decent progress for fingering weight yarn. And then speaking of the Cat Knits podcast, Grace, one of her maybe second to last or 2 or 3 podcasts ago, she had spontaneously cast on the Sandshore cardigan by Alicia Plummer, and I absolutely fell in love with that. Fell in love with, you know, her enthusiasm for the sweater, her excitement, and she's just fearless when it comes to sweater knitting, and she doesn't really care how many whips she has or how many sweater projects she has going. And I thought, okay, I'm just gonna do it. So I cast this on last night, and it's pretty quick knit. This is Aran weight yarn, so pretty thick. So this, I haven't knit a cardigan in a while, just sweaters in the round. So obviously there's some purling here, but I really don't mind it. The yarn is really nice, and it's a very, very affordable yarn. This was from Michaels. It's their brand, and it's cotton creme. It has the little thing above the E, I think. So I would call it cotton cream, but I don't know. So there's mostly cotton, and then there's some nylon in here, and it's really, really soft. So I am really enjoying how this is working up. I did knit 2 swatches for this to see how it would go. It calls for a US 10.5, and I know I don't generally like knitting on a 10.5 for a sweater. So I went down to a 10, and my gauge was too big, which is unusual for me. So I went down to a 9, and I still didn't entirely get the correct gauge, but I am knitting a different size in the pattern to accommodate for my gauge being slightly different. But just this really fun mesh texture down the back. It's going to be really, really cute. So yeah, really enjoying that. So soft. Yep. So three sweater projects. I just have to realize that they're not all going to get done as fast as I would like them to, but that's all right. So those are all the knitting things that I have been working on. I have been doing a fair bit of sewing over the last week and updated my Etsy shop, so I will just share a couple bags for those of you who might be interested in seeing them. So still some summer bags, because I feel like we still have a lot of summer, at least where I am, to go through. It is very warm. Still feel like going to the beach, to the lake, tropical drinks, ice cream, you know, anything summery thoughts or anything like that. So these are still summer themed bags. This is a mermaid bag. This is my medium size bag, and they are quilted, and I don't know that you will be able to see that in the camera, but they are top stitched over, and then the inside is this kind of coordinating aqua polka dot. So I really love that greenish bluish fabric. I think that's really, really pretty. My other medium size is this fun print. All kinds of summer items, from bathing suits to little life rings to ice cream to umbrellas to flip-flops, bicycles, and it says things like, all I need is a little vitamin C, SEA, let your cares drift away, high tides and good vibes. There's sunglasses. So that's a really fun summery print, and very bright on the inside with that red and white polka dot, so kind of to echo some of the polka dotty things that are in the items on that front. But that's a really cute fabric. So I'm finding that I love fabric almost as much as, well, I can't say almost as much as I love yarn, but I am definitely attracted to beautiful, fun fabrics too. This fabric I had gotten when I was in Michigan in May from my mom's local, hi Mom, if you're watching, from my mom's local fabric store, Fields Fabric in Spring Lake. And so this cute cupcake fabric, I absolutely love. This would be fun if you are, this is a large size. This could be fun if you are knitting or crocheting something for someone's birthday, just to hold this project in. I don't know if you can see, but it has a coordinating pocket inside that has the cupcakes on it. And I just love all of those colorful cupcakes. I'm definitely a cupcake person. If you asked me if I wanted a piece of pie or a cupcake, most likely I would choose cupcakes. I really like cupcakes. So I just think that's really, really fun. And so the inside just has, you know, a bright pink and then the coordinating fabric for the pocket. So the large size of that. And then the last one really reminds me of like tropical vacation vibes. And all of these again are like top quilted, that outer layer. So you've got, you know, sunbathing girls on their towels, flamingos, ice cream cones, pineapples, palm trees. You know, this one just screams tropical vacation to me, tropical getaway. Wouldn't we all like to go to a tropical getaway, only if it wasn't so humid? That's what I say. The fabric inside is this cute little dotted fabric, and it has a coordinating, or it has a pink pocket inside. Again, this is the large size, so definitely a good sweater size or shawl size bag. So just wanted to share, so because I've definitely been putting some time into sewing, and now I'm starting to begin working on Halloween bags too, because I know fall will be coming. So just a little bit of chatter since I've seen you last. We've enjoyed lots of trips to the pool where our daughter Jenna lifeguards. So lots of trips there. We have gotten to the lake a few times for sailing, but it hasn't been really windy this week at all. So to go sit on the lake with the high temperatures, you know, in the high 90s and no wind, you know, you would kind of bake. So we generally don't do that. So we look forward to those days where there's a little bit more wind. So hopefully we'll get some of those days coming up. It was Jeff's birthday yesterday, and so we what did we do? I'm trying to think. It was just yesterday. This week's kind of going by. I made him a Frisch's strawberry pie. So if any of you are familiar with Big Boy, Frisch's Big Boy, their strawberry pie, I had found a recipe that was that I had written down from his mom. So I made that, and that was really good, very refreshing on a you know, a summer day. That was a really good pie. And we sticking with, you know, the food, talking about food, we had Skyline chili for supper. So that's a local Cincinnati thing. So any of you, if you're from Ohio or surrounding areas and you've heard of Skyline, that's what we had for dinner. So we stock up on some Cincinnati goods when people from my husband's family come to visit us. They bring us some Cincinnati things. So we had that for his birthday. We did some school shopping in the afternoon. We went to the pool. So it was a very, very nice day. And now school is coming upon us shortly in a couple of weeks. So we have some meetings going on, and pretty soon we'll have to start setting our schedules for fall. So those are the things that are starting to take place and will be taking place in the next couple of weeks. I played for church unexpectedly this past weekend. The organist got sick, so I ended up playing 3 services this weekend. Found out Saturday morning and played Saturday night, but it went really well. So I was happy to help out and glad that it all went well. I have been doing Zoom knitting, so a couple of you have been joining me for Zoom knitting. So if there is anyone else out there that would like to Zoom knit, it's very low-key. We just meet once a week at different times, and it might not be every week. And kind of, if you can join, you can join. If you can't, you can't, because all of our schedules are crazy. So I would never be able to try to accommodate everybody's schedules. But yeah, there have been a few of us that have met, and that's been really nice getting to know some of you, you know, through that Zoom knitting. That has really been fun this summer. I have enjoyed that a lot. So if that is something you are interested in, either send me a message on Ravelry or send me a message on Instagram if I'm not already sending you Zoom links and you would like to maybe participate. You know, please let me know, because I'd love to open it up to as many people as would like to come. It's just really fun getting to know people virtually, you know, that you just kind of write with on Instagram or Ravelry or YouTube. So thanks to those of you who have participated. That's been great. I think that is about it for this episode. So thank you so much for listening to my crafty adventures today. I hope that you are all doing well. I hope that you are finding some time to do the things that you love this summer, whether it be knitting, reading, you know, going to the lake, whatever you enjoy doing. I hope you are finding some time to do those things. So if you liked this episode, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Consider joining us in our make-alongs in Ravelry. Consider the mini skein swap. We'd love to have people participate with that. It's a lot of fun. So I think that's all for today, guys. So take care, have a great couple weeks, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye-bye.